There have been reports around the office that you have been talking baby talk.
Why would people say that?
Well, I have it on good authority that you said the following. You read that back to me?
Andy have a boo-boo tummy.
Mm-hmm.
He calls turtles shell beavers.
Well, that's what they should be called.
They're green. Beavers are brown.
Definitely, we've had this argument. We've agreed to now talk about it.
But you...
It's the Al Travis Show. We love getting this cat in here. He is, of course, Paul, Minnesota sports lifer. I need you today, Paul. I need you big time.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah, the guys at the end of the bench before you came on here disappointed me. Quite frankly, disappointed me in almost every way as we talked about our Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to place the exact same questions to you, and I want you to pick my feelings up, okay? I am on board that I don't believe we're going to make the playoffs. Don't think that's a big hot take. I don't know we win 6 out of 7 games.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to be this way. Okay. But here's my point. What do you need, Paul, Minnesota sports lifer, from J.J. McCarthy? What do you need to see from a Minnesota team that, even if you're psychologically out now, you're playing the Green Bay Packers? There's 2 chances, and you also have Detroit, to make me kind of a happy Viking fan by taking these people out, hurting them a little bit. You know what I mean? As far as in the standings. What do you need to see Sunday, if it were to make you happy?
From JJ?
Yeah.
I think just accuracy and that's touch, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, there were guys open who he just out and out missed, either 10 feet over his head or underthrown. And that compounds when the guys drop balls that were hit him in the numbers, right? So
yes.
It's not all on JJ. You know, he did throw, Hawkinson dropping balls. Justin knew he dropped the ball.
Addison a couple,
Yeah, so it's not just JJ, but it's compounded when they drop those and then JJ has some misfires, then it all looks bad and his numbers are down, his quarterback ratings are like in the 60s or something. So but I would like he still seems to throw these just fastballs almost every time. If you see the Tom Brady when he's matured and stuff, they're feathered. They're just dropped into a bucket
But that's the maturity. This kid's got 5. Yes, he's got 5 games under his belt. You talk about Tom Brady. That's Tom Brady when he, like you say, matured, knew that everything wasn't a fastball. Let me throw mine. I would love to see 200 plus in the air and at least one long ball that's thrown onto somebody, right? Let's get Jefferson in the game. I would like to see that. I will be okay if he only throws 1 interception. 0 would be fantastic. But let's be honest, it's football. I need the defense to get me at least 2. We need to win the turnover battle. That would make me happy.
We haven't taken the ball away at all. So,
Exactly. And I think if we do that, and again, like you say, those receivers just catch the balls, help this kid out. I mean, if we do that, I think we have a shot at winning this ballgame. Protect the ball.
Yeah, I agree. We haven't pulled turnovers. Our defense is not, taking the ball away much lately. That hurts when you got a quarterback who's still learning, right? So, when you're down 2 in the takeaway giveaway category, it's not good. Again, it just sort of exacerbates, what we're seeing from Jay. Defense could help a guy out by intercepting the other guy. Jordan Love is ripe to be had. He's not that great, and when he's under pressure, he's just really average. So get in his face. And,
that's what I'm saying.
And then we start doing some takeaways here. But I want to see touch. We know he can throw it hard and fast. He can drill something in a little opening. But the little screens, they don't take much. Just they got a little bit.
Let's bust the other games down. Chicago's at home against Pittsburgh. They got Chicago winning by 2.5. I'll tell you what. We took Chicago in a terrible game down to the last 50 seconds. I think Pittsburgh wins that. I don't know. Maybe I'm nuts.
I think it's almost a pick'em game, and it kind of is with 2.5 when it's at Chicago, right? So, but the Bears look, Caleb looks decent. You got to hand it to them. And first year coach, he's got some things figured out. So they're going to be a tough out.
All right, fair enough. Detroit's at home against New York. I mean, they win that game. They got them by 10. I don't think Detroit's as good as Detroit thinks they are. They're still living on what Detroit was supposed to be, in my opinion. I don't think they're that.
No, I agree. They'll win, but I don't know if they cover.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. All right, so that's are you Minnesota at Green Bay? Are you calling the win? I mean, I know we would like it. I'm going with the win. You know why? I think they do that stuff. I think we're going to see a team that is motivated.
Yeah.
And I think we win by 10. I honestly think it'll be like a 24-10 game. Defense is going to hold, give them 10 points, and our offense, I want one long ball to Jefferson, like I say, get it, I see a 24-10 game. Make me happy.
A little gritty in the at Lambeau, huh?
See, and that's where guys like JJ who don't, I don't know this kid, didn't look particularly engaged last week. But he knows Green Bay is where he can, I see him picking his game up.
Yeah, it could very well be. If I were a betting man, and I'm not, but I would take the Packers to, they're struggling too. They lost 2 straight at home before they took care of the Giants. So, it's not like they're totally righted their ship. But I'd take Green Bay by like 4. Like 23.
You and the guys at the end of the bench really ticking me off. I don't ask for much. It's a Friday. I need hope. I need to get through the weekend on Sunday.
Hey,
I could use some help.
Place your hope elsewhere because, when it comes to you talking to the Minnesota Sports Lifer, place your hope somewhere else because our teams don't do that. We don't.
And John came on with his wild habit. What I do like about Minnesota, at least generally speaking, our 4 teams don't all suck at the same time. We go through trench. But the Wild have had a pretty darn good week. I don't know about this new young goalie, but they have the second largest winning streak in the NHL right now at 3 in a row. Is that where the bandwagon, is that where we jump, Paulie?
You might as well. That and the Wolves. I mean, the Wild, they beat Carolina Hurricanes. That's a good team.
Yeah.
And now some of these are shootouts, so it's like, well, it's basically a tie, but they've gone a long time without losing. They're now in the last playoff spot, so they've moved up and leapfrogged Seattle. It could get fun, and they needed this, Al, because they weren't selling out the X anymore. People were like,
show me something.
25 years after expansion, it's not the hot thing anymore. Even in the state of hockey, you got to win. So they needed that.
So you're feeling good. Is it just a matter of a hot goalie at the right time can get anybody back? And I know hockey, as much as a quarterback for a football team, I mean, obviously that's like the spot. A goalie can change a hockey team, right? If he's not letting anything in, you got a shot to win every game. Is this just a hot goalie streak? Or is it team back? Are we back to playing good hockey?
No, I think it is. It's all about the hot goaltender because, you look at the games we're winning, even when we win, it's like it's 1-0 and we get an empty netter. So 2-0 is the final. It's just because our goalie pitched a shutout. It's not, we're not scoring a ton of goals here. We're not. Okay. So if the goalies struggle, we're going to start losing these 4-3 games.
Yeah.
We right now it's a hot goalie. You ride it though. Yeah. And see what you can do, but
fair enough. Again, I want to talk the Wolves in a second here, but on my brilliance of the quarterback obviously is huge for any football team. We're watching that. Your goalie is in hockey. We're watching our Wolves. We'll talk about it on the other side of this break. Our number one Ant is not on a hot streak, but they still find a way to win. Basketball is a different kind of game that way. We'll talk about that and more with Paul, Minnesota Sports Lifer, right after this.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
Tired of one-sided media and divisive noise drowning out your conservative values? Take back the conversation with Braver Angels. Join a grassroots movement to restore civility and find common ground without compromising your principles. As a conservative, your voice matters. Share your perspective on issues like immigration and public health in Red Blue workshops and help rebuild trust in our great nation. Be a leader in depolarizing America. Sign up for free at mn.braverangels.org. Braver Angels, where conservatives, liberals, and independents unite for a stronger republic. It's nice to know a guy that knows a guy. Al Travis.
Minnesota Sports Lifer, and where are my manners? We missed Paulie last week, so we didn't get to talk, because the week before we were talking about, didn't you and the band, the main thing, play at Neeson's Sports Bar and Lounge, and how'd that go?
Thank you. Yeah, we played November 7th. I was out of town last weekend visiting my daughter in San Diego, so I wasn't around on that Friday. But the gig went well. So here's your rock and roll story, Al.
All right.
We're doing great. We feel like we're playing well. You know, people are dancing, having a good time. And our sound guy comes up to us at the end of the second set. There's 3 sets we play, you know, on a night.
Yep.
Comes after the second set and he says, "Yeah, we're going to shut you down." I'm like, what? What did we do wrong? Plumbing issue under the bar. They couldn't get under control. There was water everywhere.
Oh,
and so they had to shut down the
venue,
the main water to shut the water. Well, then now the bathrooms don't work because everybody's been drinking beer all night, and you gotta have bathrooms that work. They just sent everybody home, and we tore down. So we tore down early. We didn't get to play our third set, but that's rock and roll, man. What do, right?
That's the fun of playing in bars.
We'll be back.
You're back, right?
On 12/20. So it's before you have to spend all that week, the next week with family. You get to let loose a little bit.
Hating life,
the main things, intergalactic pre-holiday dance party on December 20th, Saturday night. So it's gonna be fun
at Neeson Sports Bar and Lounge with new plumbing. It'll be great. All right, go there and enjoy. Let's talk your Minnesota Wolves for a while. You have to beat the teams you got to beat. They're 10-0 against sub 500 teams. That's great. They had a tough time with the Wizards. I was not happy with the last game, but Ant isn't necessarily playing his best. But they're doing that. But on the good teams, they're not winning. They're 10-5, and I'm loving tonight's game. Phoenix, they're 1 game behind us. Kind of a similar set of teams they played. We'll find out who we really are, I think, this evening. Your thoughts on where your Wolves are?
There's a lot to like, honestly.
Yep.
Jaden McDaniels is stepping up to be that extra weapon, right?
Yep.
His 3-point shooting is really, really good now this year. He's really improved on that. And we need those extra, you know, if teams are 1 or 2 dimensional, they get shut down, right? And so the more weapons we have like that are game changers, Jaden McDaniels is absolutely doing that. Rudy is having, I know you hate him, but he's having a really good start to the year. And his putbacks, he's cleaning up everything on the offensive glass for easy dunks. I know he can't make a layup for his life. I know, I get it. But when it comes to cleaning up around the boards and being a shot alterer, he's doing all that. And so he's a force in the middle. Naz Reid has found himself. There's a lot to like here.
And Randall's the star of this squad. I get McDaniels, but Randall he is a starter number 1 guy for a lot of teams. He has to be Ant's second here. I don't think he liked it for a while, but I think he found his groove. He knows on a consistent basis he can put 30 in the bucket. That's what I like about this squad. Now, Ant is having a tough time. He'll figure it out. Yeah,
and I kind of wonder if he's still fighting through that injury a little bit. You know, he came back early because he's like, I'm not going to miss time, but he probably didn't feel all that great about it. So we will find out soon that, you know. But I like that they're not playing down too much to the level of the competition. That they're cleaning up on teams that they need to clean up on. Now it's time with a good test against Phoenix.
We'll find out where.
And then we got what's a back-to-back Boston and San Antonio who's found themselves. It's going to
and
get
you have
hard
OKC
really
before that. OKC will know exactly where we're standing. That team, I love their basketball. I keep saying I love defensive basketball because I think it's the other side of the game. OKC plays as well as anybody, and they have people who can shoot. You want to see basketball at its highest level? It is OKC right now. I'm sorry, they're just fantastic.
Yeah, but you can have SGA. I don't like the flopping. I don't like it.
Fine, but after him, you can't name a whole lot of guys. This Chet kid, I got to give Chet some street cred. You sit here and talk about Rudy. Okay, Rudy is old man basketball. If you're really big and you can scare people, you're going to block it. Oh, that's all you got to do. Here's $33 million.
Yeah.
Now you got Chet. Just as tall, just as scary inside, and guess what? The other day, I watched him on ESPN Top Play. He's dribbling between his legs, he goes around the guy, and then slam dunks the ball. Yeah. Like, if Rudy puts the ball on the ground, I'm betting if there's a stat, it's like over. 50 per time, it's stolen. So, Rudy's doing what Rudy grew up to be. Got it. But there's a new big man in town. You look at the Wembys, you look at Chet, they learn from an early age, I'm going to be tall, but I'm also going to be able to shoot the 3. I want one of those. That's what I want on this team.
Yeah, well, you know, 5 years ago, maybe we could have gotten Durant. You know, he's not the same Durant from before. He's that guy.
Was that guy. Yeah. So, we messed out of that. Okay. Let's go with this. Your Minnesota Gophers, because I know you follow along with those guys. 6 wins so far. You look at their schedule, and I don't know. I guess I would presume
2 more games.
You think we will get the 2 games? Okay. Because we have, I'm going to bring up Northwestern this weekend
and then
in
Wisconsin
Northwestern.
Here. So Northwestern's tricky. They're really plucky. If you're not on your game, they'll sneak up and bite you.
Yep.
Now it's going to be at Wrigley because they're working on their new stadium, and I think you'll have a lot of Gopher fans traveling to that because it's kind of unique to go watch a game at Wrigley. But Gophers win a close one there, and then they got to take care of when Wisconsin's down. You got to beat them. So 8 wins. That's a decent bowl. I hope it's not Pinstripe. Please send us to Music City. Let's go to Nashville.
I'm good with that. Are you cool with this 8 wins? What I mean by that, it's 6 wins, but if you really bust this win down, even when we've got to 8 wins, right? Those first 2 wins against Blue Buffalo and Northwestern State, come on. Because then if you look at the rest of it, when we play okay teams, the Rutgers, we won, but by 3. You play a good team, Ohio State, you lose by 39. You look at the wins and losses and who they are. A good team crushes us. We can hang with the medium teams. Are you cool with 8 wins? And is that, getting a better bowl out of it? I don't know.
The Big Ten's got a couple 3 top teams, right? You've got Oregon, you got Ohio State, you got Indiana, and then there's the big unwashed in the middle, right? And we're in that mix. We're with Purdue and we're with Michigan, frankly, right now, and all of those teams that, and that there's a big chasm there. It's just it is what it is. Again, my hope is every few years you get, you get a run where, like in 2019, you get undefeated and play a 9-0, game around Thanksgiving and make it matter.
Yeah. How cool would that be?
Yeah.
All right. Only you could I ask this about because you keep up. How are the Minnesota volleyball team doing? 19-8 overall. They've lost a lot of very good players, as I understand it. Is it still the best deal in town to go watch the volleyball team? You've always said that.
Yeah, it is a great environment, but they've had a lot of injuries and they're just trying to tread water. So they've been on the bubble of top 25-ish, because of that. But there's a few. They got swept here by Nebraska, I think. So there's a few teams at the top
Penn State
that are and Penn State. So
so Nebraska we lost, Penn State we won. Okay, they did again last week. At number 24, Penn State, they did win that 3-0. So there's some hope there. But as I understand it, the players that are out. They're not like waiting to come back. They've had season ending.
The good news is that some younger players are getting a lot of important playing time. So it's going to set up for next year. These other players come back, a big competition. I think next year is the year to really point to for this team. But we'll see. I don't know that they're going to make the NCAAs this year, but it's too bad. Next year will be the year. Yeah.
All right, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Paulie's Minnesota sports lifer. I appreciate it. Let's go. I can't believe I'm the only one rooting for those Vikings this weekend. I cannot.
I'm rooting for it. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm just saying I don't see it. I'm trying to be realistic.
I hate realism.
If I looked
at my life and I got realism, I wouldn't get up in the morning. I need fantasy world. I need something like that. Love you, Paulie. We'll get you back next week.
Bye.
Minnesota Sports Lifer.
Chanhassen Dinner Theater's gift cards make perfect holiday gifts because everyone loves